Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about how to start a party event planning business in 2025 for beginners. And further down in this presentation, I will share with you something I call the 40-60% secret. It's a huge takeaway for anyone that wants to be a kick-ass party promoter. Okay? Thank you so much for watching and welcome. You want to listen to me because I got 22 plus years in party event planning in San Francisco. And one of the worst things that could ever happen to you is to have a half full room when you organize the party. That's the kiss of death. And like I said, I will promise to share with you the 40-60% secret that very, very few promoters know about, but that I learned luckily quite early on because I had a mentor. So get ready to learn some of the most amazing steps that you need to have down when you're going to start a party planning business. First of all, you want to be a legitimate business. So let's talk the basics here. You want to set up a bank account, get a checking book with a name on, and meaning you want to also think about a name of your business. And I would kind of try to come up with a name that is not locking you into a niche, meaning, so one of the things you can do is to call Tom's Party Planning Business or something. Could be better than that, but or event planning. So you could do something like that's more generic, but it has something that you can grow with and be with for a long time because it doesn't box you into like Halloween party extraordinaire promoter or something. It's not like that. So that's important. This is a really amazing and fun industry to be in. You should be very lucky to be where you are at right now because there's so many people that are looking to connect face to face. We are like all into our phones and tablets and sitting at home on our computers and what have you. So doing this type of business, you help people get out and meet people person to person. And it's a huge opportunity that you can easily make some really great money and have a blast at the same time. So I'm here to share my excitement, and with my experience, you are in good hands because I have so many great things I want to share with you because being a party planner, you can really be creative. You don't need to do a dance or club party or a night party every weekend. You can mix it up and do all kinds of different things. This is a $5 billion industry in US alone. And it's growing massively. So you can take a little piece of that and you'll be happy and you get to do something you love. And you spread the joy and the ability to connect people. And this is really how I started out as well. It started out with friends of friends. I just asked my friends, what kind of parties do you like to go to? Or what do you like to have happen at a party? Or what makes a party fun? And what makes you want to stay at a party? All these questions you need to ask. You start understanding what it is your friends are looking for. And then go and give them just that. If any of you out there wants to learn how to do this on the inside instead of going through 3, 4, 5, 6 years struggling and falling on your face or maybe not even getting off the ground, click below. I have a little link here for you so you can set up a free call with me and you can ask me any questions if this is a business for you. I just want to throw that in here quickly. Like I first said, think of a niche that you enjoy and that you think your friends would enjoy as well. So one of the things that I did, I love dancing. So what I wanted to do is to get some friends together for my first party. And one of my American friends wanted to meet all my Scandinavian friends, especially the girls, right? And he said, hey, let's do a party together. And that's how we started. As a matter of fact, I actually partnered with somebody for my first party, which was just done as a hobby. As a matter of fact, I did these parties for a hobby because I just loved it so much in the beginning. You don't need to spend much money at all. You just need to have an invitation and a concept and a plan for something that you're excited about, and you spread that joy through others. You can even talk to the venue. So let's say if you're going to bring a couple of hundred people to a venue that normally doesn't have many people at all, you can easily negotiate a deal with the bar. So they maybe kick you back 10, 15, 20% of the bar that night. And I have systems for setting that up as well. But that's just to kind of give you an idea. It doesn't have to cost you a dime going out the gate. Another thing I also would do is to get feedback from others. What do they do? And one of the best ways to do that, start going to other people's parties that you kind of look up to. That's what happened to me in San Francisco. I happened to see this one guy that was doing fantastic parties, and I said, wow, what a great crowd and what energy. And so I looked at what DJ he used, what kind of crowd he had, what kind of locations he went to, what he did at the parties, how he created that energy. And that's what you can pick up on. And one of the things I actually did, I ended up doing a party at his restaurant. He happened to own a restaurant himself. And I knocked his socks off because I brought in like 500-600 people for a Scandinavian party, and he loved the beautiful girls and the good-looking guys and well-dressed crowd and well-behaved crowd. So I actually became friends with him, and that's how I started learning. And he started mentoring me before he, without me even knowing it. But obviously, I got to pick his brain. So this is a very good tip. Start going out, see what other people are doing, and you'll get miles ahead that way. So I think it's good to actually find a niche, but don't box yourself in, like I said here. You want to, let's say, let me tell you a little bit what I did. So I started with a dance party, right? So I said, okay, that's fun. Then I talked to some of my friends. They said, hey, if you like to go to the baseball game. I actually don't like baseball at all. However, can I create a party around it? Absolutely. So what I did, I rented a Mexican bus that we can fit 50 people in, and we all decided to go to the San Francisco Giants game. Then I said, okay, let's do what we do back home. We always have a pre-party, which is a great time. So we set up we were deciding to go to a bar first, where the bus was going to come pick us up. So we'd meet at the bar around 5:30, right after work on a Friday night. Baseball game was like at 7 or 8. We all had some drinks and appetizers there, and then the bus came after about an hour or so, picked us all up, and we had more drinks on the bus. And then I even had made hot dogs and some drinks to bring inside. And then we all went to the game and saw the baseball game and had a blast. It became a party inside something that I actually wouldn't really enjoy. And the funny part is that we even got the San Francisco Giants to welcome the Norwegian Boy Scout reunion party on top of the big Jumbotron. And then, of course, the bus picked us up after the party, after the concert. It was a party, right? And we would go to another place. We all go to a dance club. That was just something that we did in the early days. And if I had done it these days, I would have sent them to my club and made money that way too. But I didn't think about that. It was more about having fun. And these parties I actually did almost at break even. But could I have added another $10 or $20 on top of that? Absolutely. We bought the tickets, I had the food, I had the drinks, everything was ready for everyone. So you can do very special events, and I did that. Actually, one of my favorite events are Halloween, where everybody dresses up, but I also brought people to concerts. I had beach parties. I did summer solstice, where we watched the sunrise come up after a party. All kinds of things. We did events in the park. I did bad taste parties where we dressed in different kind of like bad taste clothes, whatever you want to make out of that. And we also had fundraisers where we raised money for Children's World Peace Festival. I did it for a church in San Francisco as well, and for another organizations, that art organizations, and we donated to the people that didn't do so well. So you can do all kinds of things, and that also helps you tie in with other groups and leverage off of their members, and they're going to come and support you too. And of course, as you start doing this, you grow your list, you collect information, you collect contacts, and you get to be in the know. So just kind of giving you a few little ideas here as you start thinking about this when you're going to start out. Let's go back to this point I just mentioned. Networking is really, really important in this industry. You want to make sure that you connect with as many people as you can, and you want to be a giver. You want to be the person that people come to for advice, for help. You want to be positive. You want to dress your role. So if you go out to a party, dress your role, meaning I would dress up in all kinds of really fancy clothes because I wanted to attract that kind of person or people to my crowd as well. So we always had a dress code. Now that may not be your niche, which is totally fine. Just know which niche you're going in after. I wanted to go after a well-educated crowd, a fun crowd, an international crowd, and that's what I got. Some of the people I ended up coming to my parties were founders of PayPal, founder of Hotmail, people from Google, different walks of life, of course, as well, because I connected with all these people. But I also very much made sure that I didn't attract people that were into drugs or that were dressed kind of sloppy and stuff like that. So I was picky about that in the beginning, and that's why I did it through friends of friends. And knock on wood, I was very lucky. But that's also, you want to have a clear picture in your mind of what you want to do in regards to that. Okay, now back to your first party, or when you're starting out, you can do a free party. I mean, the first party I did, I charged $5. This is back in 1986, and that was fun. And people had a blast, and I built it that way. So don't think that you absolutely have to have a cover charge, but gather a bunch of people, become the mixer, become the mover and shaker in your industry. Be around like-minded people that like to do the same. And I always encourage people in other videos too, if you're going to start something out in this industry, start with somebody that you can partner with, where you can leverage of each other's ideas and contacts and energy so that you can build it together. And that's very important. But you can start small with 50 people, 100 people, 200 people at a little bar or restaurant, a dance place, or go do something, take somebody to a concert and do something fun. One time I had 8 buses going to a concert with 400 people. Huge. I mean, that took a lot of planning because I bought costumes. I didn't buy costumes, but we had a dress code and I had tambourines and maracas. We had margaritas on the bus, pre-party, 2-hour pre-party with tapas, Spanish food, and drinks and sponsors and to the bus, bought the tickets, and we even had backstage access to the band that happened to play that night. So anyway, you can do crazy things like that. And I just want to kind of set the what do you call it? Not the template, but set the stage for you a little bit, because you got to start thinking, okay, how do you take it to the next level? Because you always want to improve and do better and better and better. And like I always say, you're only as good as your last party. So always think about that. And I don't want you to think that you should be doing 3 parties. Who makes money from that? We're in the business to make money, right? So should you be. But start that way, but figure out there's many ways to make money. Like I said, from the bar, you can have a coat check. You can get money from sponsors. Very often I had sponsors coming in with, they were vodka sponsor, liquor sponsor, or food sponsors, or they may have been the restaurant itself, or it could be a place where people go get a tan, or it could be a gym. Depending on what crowd you have and where would they normally go. And that's the kind of sponsor you would want to go after. All right. Then you got to start thinking about, okay, what's the perfect venue for my crowd, for my friends? That's important too. So you wanted to find new, exciting places where people may not have been before, or do some certain things that are really cool that people get behind and get excited about. Yeah. All right. So I promised you the 40-60 secret. Here it comes. Okay. So this is something very few promoters do right, or especially in the beginning, they don't know this. So guess what? Let me ask you a question. And you can type the question down below here if you want to. How many boys to girls should you have in your group or at your party to have the right energy? Let me say it one more time. What should the mix of boys to girls or guys to ladies be in order to have the right energy in the crowd? Take a guess. Take a wild guess. 40% guys, 60% women. It's not because I'm sexist or anything like that I want lots of women to my party. You know, of course, I was happy about that. But it creates the right energy, because if there's too few women and too many guys, the guys are going to hit on the women and they're going to become too much. They're going to be too uncomfortable. You want the women to be in charge and being the bigger part of the party, like I said, the 60%, because then they're in control. And that's, if you think about it too, that's kind of how the animal kingdom works as well. The female is always in control. And that's what you want to have at your party as well. That creates a much better energy. And of course, women like to be in control. So the biggest thing you can do is to learn from others as you start out. Figure out how you're going to make it in this industry. And one of the best ways to do it is to maybe learn from somebody like me. If you think that you like what you hear, what I had to talk about here, and if you have questions in general, can jump on a free 15-minute call with me, and we can chat it up a little bit and talk about what you can do. I'll be happy to share whatever I can do to help you. I'll be happy to share whatever I have of knowledge that could help you. So don't be shy of picking up that phone call or clicking on the link below to set up a quick appointment with me, and you get to talk to me in person. And so anyway, click below, and I hope to see you on the other side. And hopefully this was of some use to you and that you learn a couple of tricks. And there you go. Take heed my advice about the ratio, and also about how you're setting up your business in the beginning to register your name and get a bank account so that you're actually a proper business. And when you start writing out checks, it'll be have your name on it and everything, and it makes a whole difference. You'll be coming across very different to every one that you're doing business with. So anyway, thank you so much again. Click below, and thank you so much for joining. High five.